Happy Thursday. It's Under the Spotlight, my favorite day, my favorite time with you because we have extraordinary guests who are interesting, who experts in their topic, and you have been just so graciously accepting their tips and wisdom and advice. Isn't it pretty to have some spring color here? Even my drink is pink. This is our sponsor's drink, Perks. Have you heard about this yet? You'll definitely want to know more because this is where we're getting our energy, our vibrancy from. Woo, we are fired up. It's delicious. It tastes good. It's easy and it's cheers. Definitely our favorite on the show. It's funny how that sneaks up and all of a sudden I have real clarity and focus and I'll be asking the best questions. It's easy to have questions for these amazing guests on Under the Spotlight, which is now a podcast on all podcast platforms. Gosh, that stuff is kind of addictive. I'm talking about the drink. So on these podcasts, they're only 20 minutes. You have 20 minutes to treat yourself to learning something new, maybe adding to your collection of motivational things. We have a lot of visitors here on the show who can further enrich your life. So if you're looking for their connection, their link to how to connect, we put it up on the podcast as well as here live on the show. My guest today is really very special. Oh, before we bring her on, go to CarmelaSterling.com. Now, why I want you to go there is I want you to be a part of the VIP audience. What does that mean? VIP audience means that just go in, you're just putting your name and your email so that we can put you in our drawings, which we have every week. And I think this week, shouldn't we make it some of the, I'm not going to tell you what it is. No, some of the perks. Wouldn't that be good? A whole tub of this stuff would be awesome. So the giveaways happen from CarmelaSterling.com. And if you're watching the live and you're already in there, then you go in the mix. We're mixing it up. So if you haven't joined us yet on our VIP list to be a part of the giveaways, and we're going to let you know who the guest is first. You will be first to know so you can prepare because a lot is really coming out of all of our visits. And this month alone, do I have a minute? Is Susie almost ready?
She's ready.
Oh, she's ready? To just tell you that as you're a part of the VIP audience, we're going to let you know in advance who our guests are for the rest of this month. And I think you're going to go, wow, what? The topics are amazing. This topic's one of my favorites. I love playing house. And sometimes I would love a professional to come in and say, if you only did this, this, and this, it would be even better. Well, we have that professional with us today. Our guest is Suzie Ditcher. Without further ado, give her a warm Under the Spotlight welcome, a professional stager, declutterer, organizer, life coach. And she's actually, and many do not know this, a real photographer, a professional photographer, and an herbalist. Hey, my beautiful friend.
What a beautiful introduction. Thank you, Carmela. I'm so honored to be here. So incredibly honored. I love it. Thank you.
You are welcome. I noticed that you recently were featured in a magazine. That must have felt really great to be in a magazine. And before I toss back to you, what I loved about it was they spoke of you, like the you that all of us that know you, like you're about your heart and making people happy and really bringing in the very best to their lives, whether it's life coaching or other. So congratulations on that coverage.
Wow, that was such a treat, I have to tell you. And a little side note to that.
Yes.
It is a magazine, but a little bit more of a newspaper here in my town. And the woman that interviewed me is a long time friend. I went to school with her kids. And so the interview, much like this, Carmela, felt so natural. And it was really just us talking. And that really was the antithesis of it. It really was. It was just us talking. And she just put it into this beautiful article and it made me get a little weepy, but yes, thank you. It was a really, like this, a wonderful highlight. Thank you. It was great.
We know Susie's going to take you all for a tour and give you some helpful hints. Yes, you can ask your questions and make your comments. And thank you already from Fran for the lovely compliment. We love you too, Fran. So I have a few questions written down for you because we all think, well, I can take care of my house or I can hire a professional to do this or that. But
Mhm.
What is the one area that most of us go,
Mhm.
I'm just going to pull my hair out. I'm just going to pull my hair out. This junk drawer, this closet, this storage thingy. It's just, I don't even want
Mhm.
to look at it. I'm not going in there. I don't need to use it. Like we're whirling.
Yeah.
Start there for us because if you wouldn't mind,
Sure.
please, Susie.
Sure. No, I love this question, and I get asked it quite often.
Really?
And you sent me your note, and I sort of thought, and I said, "Oh, there's no question." Believe it or not, it's a little bit of a kind of a three-way tie. Top being, I wrote it down, kitchen and pantry. Busy families, busy life, extra food, how to store it, where to put it, what am I doing, making a grocery list from cupboards that are pouring out and pantries. So those two kind of coincide. And then the second one is really our personal closets because we
Really?
tend to overbuy things because it's not organized. Oh, I forgot I had that. I sort of have it a little color coded. And I want to preface to say that I am not a neat freak. I really fell into this. Like, I'm not super fastidious, but I am organized because I have to be. I've moved so much, Carmela. John and I have a blended family and we're in a beautiful home. I really did this for my growth and learned to say, okay, where is everything? So that's really how I started with this. And you probably are going to ask me that, but that's why I've done these things. I just do these small changes and it's not hard. It's very easy to form your habits. So easy. I
Okay,
just
so
make it fun and easy.
how about some tips? So let's say, okay, it's clutter in one of those areas or outside of that. What's a good tip? How do I really start? How do I take the mindset of, I don't even want to open the door to that
Mhm.
closet to, oh, I'm going in here today to organize. I'm so excited. What, how do we
Yeah.
flip that
Yeah.
switch? Or I know your business is primarily in New York and Pennsylvania, but to those of us in other states, and please let Susie know where you're watching
Sure.
from. Would you mind some free tips? Thanks. That'd be great.
Yes. Oh, I would absolutely. So really, through my classwork, through my studies and my own journey, I know that these types of tasks can be very daunting and overwhelming.
Sure.
So I break it down into small tasks, maybe set your timer. Um, don't do a full day. You'll get wiped out. Do an hour, do 30 minutes. Okay. And in that block of time that you can really say, I am going to do this one spot. And I'm going to show you my pantry in a few minutes. And I'll
Would
show
you?
you.
That'd be awesome. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll take you on a little tour. One area. Okay. Just a drawer, a cabinet. Let's just say I'm a little bit of a jeans freak. I love jeans. They're my most comfortable thing. And, in my pantry, I started with one spot. In my closet, I started with the pants. Okay. Why did I have so many pants? It was sort of this part of the life coaching that I sort of help people with
Okay.
a little bit emotional attachment to these jeans that were my favorite. I can't give away my first pair of lucky jeans. That's crazy. Well, it's not really that crazy. So I work through not only myself and my journey, but others. And I've done it on Zoom, I've done it face to face, and we literally go through, why are you hanging on to this? Why do you have 25 pair of jeans and 4 fit? Why do you have 17 boxes of pasta when you have room for 2 jars? So we sort of break it through. Yeah. It's not hard.
Okay, wait. This is a completely different thing, right? So
Yeah.
if you all were thinking this is just some cute tips to help organize your junk drawer, it is, but it's beyond that. Susie takes a
Mhm.
holistic approach to helping us live the best possible life. And she gave a great example of that by saying, okay, you don't need all these genes, or why do you need them? But you do this in a very loving way, because if someone's emotionally attached to something, you have to handle that. That's your life
Mhm.
skills as a coach, a
Mhm.
life skill coach. That's
Yeah.
amazing. A life coach who's an organizer. That's amazing. Putting that
Yeah.
together. How are
Yeah.
we doing that if you say to me, okay, Carmela, you don't need, or whoever you're working with, you don't need this amount of whatever. Do they have to
Mhm.
release each one, or what happens there, Susie?
Oh, I'm very cognizant of understanding hanging on to things on emotional level, Carmela, because I lived it, I get it, I understand it. I have things that are special. By no means do I go in with a big old contractor garbage bag and say, nope, in the trash. I really don't. It's a process. And too can do this for yourself or hire a professional, so on. We sort of make piles. And when I notice, and I kind of tune into someone being a little bit slow to, oh, Susie, I don't think I can that's okay. Let's just fold it and put it in a pile. I love books. I recently went through my books. Oh, but I love that book. Okay, then let's just set it aside. Let's not worry about that emotional part. You have your jeans that don't work. You have books that your sons read in the 90s. Let's do a donate. Big on donating. Let's give that. Let's give that to someone. Then, Carmela, and much like I've done for myself and my husband through all of our moves and clients, we circle back around to those emotional attachments because it's important. It's very, very, very important. Mhm.
Before letting something go. I've experienced that, if I may share this with you, my daughter's kindergarten art, right? They're both in
Oh,
college, or one going in and one coming out. And we were moving out of this big house we were downsizing. And I showed them what I had. And I said, what would you like for me to do with this? I mean, I love it. And they're like, what are you still doing with that? That was their response. And I was like, are you kidding me? I have like 100 of this stuff, like piles and piles of it. So
mhm.
oldest daughter said, take a picture of it and then throw it away. There was such a release of
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
responsibility there because I had her
Yeah.
permission and I liked it, but I didn't love it. Like, why am I dragging it around? Take us down this path
Mhm.
of donating. You do something really cool. I love this. And I hope everyone's going
Yeah.
to feel something in their life can go this direction. You have something that
Yes.
belonged to you, mom, grandma, or great grandmama, and it's a vintage piece. It's not worth anything, but you love it and you can't get rid of it because it was theirs. You have a place for us to bring things like that, don't you?
Oh, I have several. I have several local. I'm a little bit of a thrifter myself, even though, and I'm not quite sure where it stemmed from, but I do like things within reason. It has to serve a purpose. But for things
Mhm.
that really no longer serve purposes, a use, do we use it every day? Is it on a shelf? Is it in a china cabinet that you can enjoy it? If not, someone else will love it for you. I have several local shops, some bigger corporate America ones, some very small churches. I reach out to people that I know who
Love this.
work with some women shelters. That one's very close to me as far as my clothing. I just know that when I release something, Carmela, and I help my clients to do the same, that I really tell them this is gonna serve greater good and help someone. So that's sort of been my journey too. I get a good feel for it.
I'm smiling because my husband just wrote a note. I'll share it with you. But I did want to mention vintage things can go to theater. Sometimes high
Yeah.
school theater departments will take something that they can use as props. And how fun would it be for us to see something that we've had for so long being used? We reside in this space, and maybe it'll resonate with many of you at home that if it's not
Mhm.
useful or beautiful, and if it's broken, we don't keep it or repair it. But if it's useful and beautiful, we keep it. Otherwise, we gift it. We think very abundantly in this
Mhm.
house. I'm telling you that because when you have to downsize from 7,000 square feet to under two, you figure out how to give things away. What's so cool about that is you can give away your inheritance early. But there's there's
Bingo.
a
Cute.
we have a
Cute. I
room in
love
this
it.
Brita condo. We have a room downstairs. Susie, you're just going to die. This is laughing. This is so funny. We call it the room of requirement. When people move in or move out, they put things down there that they don't want anymore. It's a small area. It's very tastefully set up, and everything that seems to go down there is very nice. And we've had experiences like more than 3 or 4 times where we're thinking of getting something. Like I was saying, we need a new 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 glasses, and this whole brand new set was sitting down there. I was like, what?
Oh
Who's
my,
giving this? I was just thinking I needed new fresh glasses, and there they are all boxed up and everything. It's like magic. So we love
magic is right.
inheriting things like
Aw.
that. So think, give, someone else can use them.
Mhm.
Can you take us for
Yeah.
a little tour of, well, we'll just follow Suzie. She's
Love
at
to,
home.
Carmela. Okay, I'm going to show you something really cool that I did with artwork. Okay, can
Okay.
you see my son's? Can you see this real quick? That
Yes.
is plaqued. It's called plaquing. If you have a favorite artwork of your child, no matter what age, plaque it. Take it to a framer. Okay, that was just a little tip.
That
Yeah,
was
I have
on
like 6
wood.
or 8 of them.
Is that like on
It's
wood?
that composite, like a plaqued poster. Plaquing. We can put that into our show notes if you want to. But that's a
Cool.
great way. Or frame it. Frame it. Frame one. It's beautiful art. So this is our beautiful home. It's not large, but I'll tell you what, it's our sanctuary, it's our home. We love it. We have 4 grown sons and their families and whatnot, and we have a load of fun. Load of fun. What I want to tell you, and by no means, like I said, neat is different than organized, clean and neat. Focus on getting organized. I have a real life pantry here, Carmela and Peter. Real
That's
life. Like, this is not walk-in Kardashian. Okay?
I
So,
love that.
right? Wouldn't we all
Yeah,
love it?
this is
Look, I
great.
used jars. Like, you guys, these are wide mouth mason jars. Okay? It's life. It's not, can you see that okay, Carmela?
Yeah,
It
so
is
this is,
so easy. Use what you have.
are you in there every
Yeah.
day? Like, this is your pantry, your everyday pantry.
Oh,
You're in there every day.
100
So
times
tell
a
us
day.
why this is
100 boxes. Look at, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I think there's a little delay. Sorry about that.
no problem. So, walk us through why I need to organize this and maybe some tips on how to. Is that like pasta boxes and, all the healthy things, gluten-free things? I'm looking at my husband. We're trying spices and things
Yes.
like that.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yeah. And I just have a little spices is another cabinet, but these are like all the grains, pasta. I have 2 pasta jars. That's it. Just 2. Because we don't eat a lot of it, but we do grains, nuts and snacks, a little bit, my oatmeal, whatnot. And then these are my cans and jars. And I want to know what I have when I go to Aldi. I really want to know. I don't buy, I mean, it might look like a lot, but it's really not. Like, I make my own hummus. So I always have chickpeas. These are all cute little things. But I can go in here, Carmela, and literally like pull it out and say, oh, you need peanut butter. Oh, all my vinegars. And if I do happen to catch a sale, 2 for 1 gluten free, I have back stock below. I'm not that foolish to think that I can't do it. But really, truly, I have my own list. I don't write a list. I have it right on my phone, and I stand in front and I open it and I say, oh, and this is a great tip. As I'm out of my gluten-free pasta or my orzo or my farro or peanuts, I pull my phone right up and I click the little peanuts and whatever, and it goes right to the top of the list. Super easy. Another savior. Yeah.
Keep going. We're loving this. Yeah, we love the tour.
Oh,
What does she have back
oh,
there?
there's our coffee bar. Gosh, I'm having trouble doing. I'm gonna go on this side. This is our new coffee bar, our new wall of bar. This was such a crazy space for so long, and we tried and did everything. We had our happy coffee in our kitchen, and it was just never organized and overflowing. So John and I designed this great little space for all of our coffee needs. Yeah,
This
there
is
we go. Everything
amazing.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at
right
that
there.
one.
All of it. Oh, yeah. Happy coffee, little mugs, big mugs. Yeah, it's all right here. And, I'm about having things that are special too, Carmela. We love our Buffalo Bills, and I love plants. Use what you love. You don't have to be sparse to be organized, Carmela. You don't. Use what you love. I love plants and I love great memories and so on. So that's my encouragement.
Wow, this is so fun. Thank you for the tour. So being
Oh, it's
organized in a nutshell, and I know our time is up, but we're just going to give these tips. help us understand, Susie, that it impacts us in many ways. Being organized, you're saving time and money. Let you run through those of being decluttered and organized.
Everything really, and it's a little bit of a cliche, but in the organizing world and with my life coaching put into it, um, when you know where things are, you're going to go to it. You're not going to stress. Having moved so many times in my life, it was overwhelming to me. It was very overwhelming. And I didn't want to be hasty in letting things go. I wanted to learn to let things go. But I also don't want to have an attic filled with boxes and boxes and bins and bins and bins. The other thing I learned to do, if somebody wants to gift you something and you just don't have the space, don't feel bad. Say, no, please gift that to someone who has the space and who may need it. Don't just take it because you think you should. Because I know I've done that with my parents. I love
That's
them, but
amazing. So if we
yeah.
can we hire you even though we're out of state, out of because you're in New York, and I know you're through Pennsylvania as well, but I'm in Minnesota. That QR code is directly linked to you. Can you work via Zoom? We can do that, right?
Oh, yes. And high speed internet is coming and it will not be pixelated. I'm so sorry. But no, Zoom is actually very good and I've done it. I've done it 3 times already and it really works well because, some people can't get out, whatever weather, whatever it is, out of state. Yes, I am available always.
I loved your
Yes.
quote about, do what you can and then move on and live the
Mhm.
best version of your life. This starts with organization because if you have a messy room, it's tough to sleep. If it's your bedroom, it's tough to move around in. If it's your
Oh,
living
yeah.
room, it's tough to cook in. If it's your kitchen,
Mhm.
but sometimes it's just a bit too much. And that's why we rely on professionals with their tips. And Susie's always said that take one little step, right? Take just a few
Yes.
minutes. Any other words
Yeah.
of wisdom? I know there's so much more to talk about. I love this topic
Yeah.
so much.
I
Yes, I
do
do.
too. I know that's why you and I connect great. Honestly, I'm going to circle right back around. Just begin. It's really kind of like better nutrition and better exercise. You want better health? Honestly, it really it begins in your kitchens, in your bedrooms, in your bathrooms. Let's just. I mean, if you think about your whole life, it's not about the external; it's about the internal. Our inside bodies, inside homes, and really, when you start to just shed some of that weight, physically, emotional, in your home, it will. I'm telling you, I feel like $1,000,000. I'm 56 and I wish I felt this good in my 30s. Truly. Like it's okay, just a little bit at a time. And I'm here to help. I'm always here to help.
That is amazing. And you do look fabulous. Wow. I didn't realize you were that much older
Great
than me.
products.
Now
Great
we know when I'm
products,
lying.
right,
So
Carmela?
a part of that, because you have a coffee bar, a part of that is Happy Co. That's how we met, was through Happy Co.
Mhm.
And we were both happiness
Yes.
dealers, so to speak, and we love sharing what we have. You do look amazing. Your tips are awesome. We all want
Thank
more,
you.
so I think we need a part two, or 20 minutes wasn't enough. Maybe
Sure.
a few hours would be
Yeah.
good over a cup
Yeah,
of
we
coffee or
could.
some perks.
Let's do a part two. Sure. Sure. I can do a part two when the high speed internet.
You got it. Thank you, Suzie Ditcher. Everyone, you
uh,
can connect with Susie
uh,
on Instagram. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Carmela and Peter. Love you
Love
both.
you.
Thanks
Thank you for the
again.
visit today.
Okay.
So now you
Yeah,
have some
you got it.
tips. What are they? Take one step, plan just a little bit of time. It doesn't have to be an all day project. And I think that's what a lot of us do. Well, I'll save that for Saturday when I have the time to do a project as opposed to just taking a little time, taking a step, like Susie said. I love that she has a coffee bar. I want to go set one up right now. So, what are your next steps? Connect with Susie. Ask her how you two can work together, what it takes to do what you want to do, meet your goals. I love how she's merged her love of wellness and life coaching right into this piece that's so paramount. Whether you live in an apartment or a house and you're looking to make it home, she can help you do that. Follow up with the podcast. We'll load that up for you all right now on every podcast platform. Don't forget to join our VIP audience on CarmelaSterling.com. And we are going to pick a winner for a tub of our sponsored drink, which is our Nootropics Level Up. A berry blast. It tastes so good. And we're so excited for you to experience the benefits we do. You wonder where we get all this energy from and all the stuff we get to do right here in this glass. Thank you, Suzie Ditcher, for such a lovely time with you. And I look forward to part 2. See you all next time on Under the Spotlight.